And welcome back to The NosePlays. We're going to be taking a second look at U-Boat today. I had a lot of fun playing around with it over the last 24 hours or so since my first impressions video went up. And I decided I was going to make a second first impressions video now that I actually understand how to play the game. I will perfectly admit I am not an expert at this game. I've literally put in about maybe 2 hours, 3 hours of time playing around with it. I did manage to find some ships, sink some ships, and have gotten much more familiar with the controls since my first video. So, that being said, we're definitely going to take a second look at this. And if you are still on the fence about whether U-Boat is a great game, I'll have some resources to mention later in the video. But I did watch a couple of tutorials, a couple of really good YouTubers out there that walked me through some of the basics of the game, and was really helpful. So I hope to do the same for you guys today. But more importantly, I just want to get out on my live stream, let you guys see what I'm doing and how much fun I'm having with this new game. So we're going to actually start a new game. And we are going to skip the tutorial. I'm going to go right to U96. This is the earliest in the war that you can start. As you go to the higher boats, I believe these start later in the war, and so you have access to more stuff, but you also have much more powerful enemies and bigger convoys to deal with. So we'll start with the simplest one. I'm going to leave most of this stuff the same as last time. I did switch this to kilometers and knots because that's more familiar for me. Everything else is pretty simple. A lot of this stuff does make for the game being more difficult, so like darker nights, expanded sailor management, all these things just give you more options, more things to deal with. We're just going to leave it at the basics. And our captain. First of all, let's find a better shirt for him. I'm thinking that looks pretty pretty captain-y. What else do we got? Oh my, look at all these cotton shirts. Lots of different shirts and jackets. I want something that's very captain-esque. Oh, this looks very captain-ish. Yeah, we'll go with that. I do like the pants. That didn't look very good at all. We got hair, but he's got a hat on, so I don't think it matters, right? Make him look kind of old. Give him gray hair and a big gray beard. Go. Accessory pipe and binoculars. Yeah, there you go. Excellent. I did go ahead and look up how you say the nose in German. So there we go. We'll spend a little bit of time in port at the beginning of the game setting up our ship and getting everything organized the way that we need to. Some very helpful tips from another YouTuber. Let me just give him a quick shout out. His channel is Lightly Salted, and he has a great little tutorial that's mostly up to date, pretty close to our current build of the game. So there's not much that's different, so that's good. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do while you're at port. One of the first things that I want to do is you can see right now our batteries being drained because our gyro compass is turned on. We can take any member of our crew, let's just say this guy, and we can turn this off. And by turning this off while we're at port, it will prevent our battery from draining any further. So let's see how long it takes him to do that. Here he comes. He should turn that off, and then that gyro compass should go away, and now our battery is no longer being drained. So if we're going to be here for a while, we might as well turn that off. We don't need it, but we do want to make sure that we turn it back on before we get out to sea, because it's important in navigation. Not so important while you're in port. So that's the first thing that I want to do. My ability to navigate is significantly better now. So I know where a lot of these menus are. I know how to control it. I know how to move around and get my crew to do the things that I want. So the first thing that we want to do is let's take our engineer and let's head over here to the storage room. And the first thing that our engineer is going to potentially need is if anything ever gets damaged on the ship, he's going to need to be carrying some of these spare parts. So we'll throw these spare parts into his backpack. That frees up some space over here, and that's pretty good for us. We can exit out of here real quick, and we can take this same dude, and there's some storage over here. And in here, this same guy might need a breathing apparatus. Now, why would you need a breathing apparatus if you are a mechanic? Well, if any of our areas flood, this is how you get inside of the flooded areas and breathe long enough to fix them or get them drained. So we can put that on his backpack as well, and now he has a breathing apparatus and some spare parts so that he can potentially fix things in the future. While we're here, our radio officer, let's take a look at him real quick, and we can go to his screen. We can see that he is our radio man. But he is not a medic. Interesting. Who is our medic in this particular voyage? Do we not have a medic? Usually your radio man is also your medic. I'm just curious why ours isn't not.
Kapitän, Herr Kaloy. Herr Kaloy.
Yeah, interesting. Alright, well, we're going to make him our medic anyways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dude. We're going to go back to this cabinet over here. And we're going to throw the medical med kit on him. Transfer that to him. So that he will be able to use that in the event that somebody gets injured. That could be helpful. Your order is to carry medkit on Hans. Yes. Perfect. So he'll go grab that. Okay, so we already got this guy. This guy is also a mechanic, and so he may do repairs on the ship as well. That means he should grab this other rebreather, just in case, and we might want to get some extra spare parts for him. So that'll be helpful before we get out to sea. So there's a little bit of prep you can do. This is all kind of min-maxy stuff, but stuff that all made sense to me that you would want to do before you go out to sea. Okay, a couple of other things that we want to do. We've got canned bread and preserved pork. We also have a bunch of bullets in our storage facility. These are big, high explosive rounds for our deck gun. Now, we actually have a deck gun up here, And you can see that the deck gun storage is not completely filled, so we can actually move these high explosive rounds up to the deck gun. It's going to take a while for that to happen, but while this character is transferring those rounds, we can click on him, and we can actually give him some helpers. So we can assign a couple of sailors to help him move those, and that'll help speed that process up a little bit. Everything in this game takes time, so that's good to know. Another thing that we want to do is we want to check our torpedoes. And we can see that our torpedo tubes have not been filled yet. So let's go ahead and get... whoops. Oh no. I need him to continue doing what he was doing before. I didn't click on a new character yet. Okay. Let's see. Let's go... Yes. Okay. You do that. We'll have this guy. Come over here and load torpedoes. Yes. And I'm going to give him a couple of extra hands to help him make this process go a little faster. So he's got a lot of stuff to do.
Zu Befehl. Bewegung, los, schneller.
Alright, so that's going to take them a while.
Jawohl.
But they'll start loading these torpedoes, and that will get them ready to go, and that will free up some storage space. So... I'm not sure where they're going. He went back to work on the engines. Alright, well, let's switch this around. He really wants to work on engines. This guy... I guess let's get him back in the torpedo room. Yes. And then I can have this guy finish loading stuff up. As you can see, we've got a good portion of those moved, but not all of them. So he'll get those moved. There we go. Is this gonna happen now? Okay, good. We got people moving torpedoes now. That's what I want. That too. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting to click. Okay. Let's get the right people doing the right things here. Move a torpedo into one.
Bewegung, los, schneller.
Not sure why this is taking so long. Alright, whatever. You guys get to work. Who else do we need to move stuff around? We can look at our galley. This is the actual cooktop surface, and we can move food onto there. Now that is completely filled up, so there's, even though there's a slot here, the total amount of weight exceeds what we can stick here. So we won't be able to do anything with these, so we'll just have to hold on to them for now. This can be moved into our ventilation system. And these are used in the ventilation system to help recirculate your air longer. We'll talk about that later on, but we just want to get it out of the storage room for now, and I'll explain why in a minute. So we basically want to empty this storage room as best as we can, because we're going to be moving a bunch of stuff there in a moment. Alright, what is everybody else doing at the moment? Pretty good shape. So what we want to do now is I want to zoom out to about right here, and we're going to click on the warehouse. Actually, let's have our captain do this.
Was brauchst du, Herr Kaloy?
All right, so the captain can go to the warehouse. We can pick up some goods, and I think at one point I was moving stuff the wrong direction. The very first time I got in here, I was moving stuff off of our ship, and that's why our money kept getting bigger, because we were actually selling stuff. We don't need these scrap parts. They're not really used in the game in its current form, so we can just transfer those out of here. We do need some spare parts, so I can grab up to 5 at a time. So we'll transfer 5 of those into our storage space. Ammunition. We could use some more large caliber shells, but before we do that, let's look at some other things. So fuel, we want to fill our fuel tank back up, and fuel's very cheap right now. Items. Coffee is helpful. The helmet is useful, and we'll keep the helmet for now. Torpedoes. So you can see we're moving some of our torpedoes, but we can also sell torpedoes. And so there are T1 torpedoes, which are steam torpedoes, and T2 torpedoes, which are electric torpedoes. And they each have their own advantages and disadvantages. One of the things that we can do at the early part of the game to make a little bit of extra cash is we can sell our T2 torpedoes. Because they're expensive. Oh, he's full up. And we can buy some T1s. And so what we want to do is get rid of all of our T2s. There we go. Gotta push the right button. Get rid of all of our T2s. That makes more room for T1s. And because these are a little bit cheaper, it actually gives us a little bit of extra money to play around with this very first mission. Okay, so those are all getting stocked. We also have a stern torpedo that needs to be loaded, and we can get that done shortly. Let's go ahead and exit here for a minute. And let's see how fast we're getting these loaded. So it's taking quite a while to get this loaded. Is there anything I can do to speed that up besides time dilation? I think I already moved 2 helpers to help him out with that, right? Yeah. So there's really not much else we can do there, which is kind of unfortunate. One thing that we can do with this guy, though, we can go ahead and get on the radio. And anytime we're on the radio, music adds morale, which is nice. Alright, 1 tube loaded. That's good. We got some recruitment that we could do.
Kapitän, das kann deine neue Crew sein. Lassen Sie mich wissen, wenn Sie Ihre Dokumente sehen möchten.
I will choose my crew for the next assignment. So this is all of our available crew. You can see that our boat actually can have 18 sailors and 5 officers currently, but we actually have a crew that's larger than this. So some of the crew don't get to join us at the moment. We can't fit everybody on the boat, but we can add 2 more sailors if we wanted to, and I actually do want to. So we'll add Hans Schmidt and I don't know, Jürgen Becker, sure. And now that that's done, you can see that these are no longer available to click because we are full on. So we have 3 guys that are going to have to stay on shore. That becomes important later in the game as crew members die, or as you need to rotate crew to give people a break because they're starting to freak out. We also have a few other options. So one of the things that we can do is, now that we have 18 sailors on our ship, we can increase the shifts by 1. So I can go with 6 sailors per shift, because that makes 18. And I don't know how much impact that has, but that's something that I tried and it seemed to help out a little bit. So, and then we can actually customize this. I don't exactly know what all these numbers mean, so I'm not going to mess with this part. But basically, yeah, this basically gives a rank of what they spend their time doing, I think. So the higher the number, the more likely they will do those tasks at any given point in the game. One thing that we might want to do is our radio officer can actually be switched to a medic if we want. If we want him to primarily do medic duties, that can be helpful. The other thing that you can do is you can switch one of your officers to a gunner if you're going to be using your guns, and they'll man the guns more regularly. But not that important for us to mess with right now. Okay, we can say goodbye to this guy, and we can go back over here and let's see if we have more spots available now for torpedoes. So look, because we've loaded some of our torpedoes into tubes, I actually have spots now that I can move some more of these over here. I can transfer that one and transfer that one. And now we're getting pretty low on cash. We do want to buy some food items. And so, if we look at what we have in storage currently, we have 50 spare ribs. That is a max stack. We have 30 of this canned bread. Variety is kind of important. So let's go ahead and grab the vegetables. Let's grab the fruit. And let's grab maybe the cheese. And that gives us just enough to buy 1 more torpedo once we have a spot available for one. That torpedo has not been... Oh, actually, we could sell this one. And we could buy that to replace it. Get all these T1s. We'll talk about the difference between T1s and T2s a little bit later, but... Alright. So it looks like I have enough money to buy 1 more torpedo. And then we'll have a little bit of extra cash to maybe buy a few more, excuse me, a few more food items, so we can be out to sea a little longer, should things make that important. Our first mate here,
Kapitän?
we're going to
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi.
throw a helmet on him.
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi.
And the reason I'm going to put the helmet on him is it gives him a little bit of armor. And what you'll notice is his hit points just increase. So most characters have 4 hit points. He now has 6. And the helmet basically gives him the extra 2, which allows him to take some damage. So if he's out on the gun and he gets hit by anything, there's a chance where he may only be wounded instead of die by wearing the armor. So we'll throw that on him because he's going to be our primary deck gunman. And how are we doing on getting these loaded? We've got one more, and it is in the process of being loaded. And then I want the rear tube loaded as well while we're at it. So that would be you, but maybe I can have these guys do it. Oh, nope, it's already being done. This one is... Oh, this is the T1 that has to be moved from whatchamacallit. Because I sold the other one, so never mind. Okay.
Was brauchst du, Herr Kaloi?
Well,
Schau mal.
show me what you've got. Let's see, torpedoes. Yeah, we can get one more T1 torpedo. The question is, do I want it in my stern tube or do I want it in the front? I think I want it in the front because we're more likely to fire from the front. I won't have enough money to buy another one for the rear, but that's fine. We do have enough to buy a little bit more food. So what should we pick up? Get some canned fish, some canned meat, or some more canned bread. I think we already have canned bread. Let's go ahead and get the canned fish. That pretty much puts us at 0. So that is good enough. Alright. Let's go ahead and talk to this guy.
Viel über ihre letzte Patrouillenfahrt geredet. Gute Arbeit.
And we could get our
Dies sind
orders
die
from the
heutigen
Admiralty.
Aufträge
This will
vom
be our
BWI.
first mission.
Streng geheim.
And each time you pick a mission from the Admiralty, you'll be given 3 choices, usually with 3 different difficulties. We're going to pick the easy one first. Let's take a look at this one. Transport a spy. Yeah, let's just go with this one first. This will be easy, and I'm pretty well versed in this. At this point, I've done it a couple of times and watched some people do it, so I know how to do this mission pretty well, so hopefully it'll be a little more competent than my previous video. So we're going to select that one.
Rohr 4 geladen.
We don't have the ability to really do any of this stuff right now, but later on we might be able to. Alright, so we've got our 2 missions. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, so it's going to take 3 days before we get all of the supplies loaded onto the ship. So wait time can be compressed. Now you have these, but this takes a lot longer to do. If you're pretty much wrapped up doing everything that you need to prep, you can go ahead and click this. And this will rapidly compress the time for the 3 days for you. And now, everything should be loaded and ready to go. So let's take a look at what we've got. So we should have a torpedo in this tube. We do. And then we should also have torpedoes in these tubes. We can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 torpedoes. All of these are ready, and they're warming up. Heating up torpedoes helps reduce the dud potential. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 extra torpedoes to fire from the front. So that's good. If we conserve our torpedoes, we can get a lot of tonnage. I almost said salvage. We only have to sink about 4 ships, or 4,000 tons. So that's good. So I think we're just about ready to take off. Is there anything else I need to do? I don't think so. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to have our first mate turn our gyroscope back on. That sets our navigation up. And this guy no longer needs these extra helpers, so we're going to go ahead and remove them. Anytime the bars go beige, that means that the helpers are not really providing much assistance. So we can put those guys back in our pool of available hands. This guy currently has 2 helpers with him as well. And we're going to set him on navigation now that he's turned the gyroscope back on. And that will help with certain map-related things. And he can actually benefit from those 2 navigators. We'll talk about why I would want that in a little bit. We can leave our captain up here for now. And notice that the outline of these 2 bubbles here are green. So if I click on that, he'll actually grab 2 crew members to help him, and that will improve our visual capabilities, so we'll be able to spot things better. Alright, anything else? Everybody's got crew that needs it. The radio man has 1 spot that could benefit him, but we really don't need it. It just speeds up the radio transmission encryption or whatnot. So I think we're ready to go ahead and take off. So let's go ahead and bring up our engine controls here. That's using the F keys, that's F4, and we just set the engines to diesel power. And we'll go ahead and start at forward speed of 1. And we're off. Alright. So now that we... Whoa. Come zoom in here. We need to set a course that's not going to ram us into anything. So set a course. We'll set it a little more straight. And then once we get out of the dock here, we want to head out this way. We can zoom out. We can see that our patrol is way, way out here, so we've got a long ways to go. But once we get to the middle of this channel, we can just travel like that. And then once we get out to there, what we want to do is get out all the way across the Bay of Biscay to here. Now, let's go back and talk about why would we want helpers on the engine room and on navigation. The reason is, if you look here, the extra sailors on the engines and the navigation both reduce our fuel consumption by a significant margin. And so with us running at such a slow speed with all of the benefits, we're burning such a small amount of engine fuel that we can travel up to 27,000 kilometers, which is a very long way. Now, obviously, we want to be moving a little bit quicker than that. We'll run out of food long before we get all of that distance traveled. So I'm going to go ahead and, now that we're out of the docks, we're going to up the speed to our 2nd gear. The other thing that having extra helpers on the engines do is that it unlocks these higher speeds. So you're not able to travel at these speeds unless you have extra crewmen or helpers helping you run the engine. With nobody on the engine, say this guy's injured or sleeping. What was that? Did we run into something? That would be awful. I think that might have been thunder. Yeah. Probably a thunder from the rainstorm. Okay. Where are we at? I have way over here. Let's get zoomed in here. Okay. Okay. So back to my ramblings. What was I talking about? I totally forgot what I was talking about. But what we're going to do is we are going to speed up time. You'll notice that these are grayed out at the moment. While you're traveling close to the shore or close to other ships, your time dilation is minimized. So you're not able to use every speed unless you're out in the very big open water. Visual contact, our radio man can go ahead and report whatever he thinks he spotted. There is a tiny group over here. Oh, I love the music. So does the crew. They're very happy about the music. Yeah, that was definitely thunder and lightning from the thunderstorm. You can hear the rain. As I get closer to the ship, the rain gets louder. Alright. So, our orders are set. We can probably go ahead and move up one more gear. Notice that our fuel efficiency went down significantly. We can only get about 18,000, 19,000 miles at current settings. But we're going to get there a lot quicker. And I'm going to go ahead and add the time dilation again. Get to moving. I'm not worried about this. This could be just another German submarine. We're really close to friendly territory, so. Alright, travel mode. There's these loading screens when you get further away from things that basically are informing you that the extra time dilation is unlocked, so we could actually speed things up even a little bit faster if we wanted to. We've got a long ways to go, so yeah, let's go ahead and improve our travel time. Notice that days and hours are zooming by quite quickly now. Alright, let's pause the game and see why that happened. We lost our radio signal for some reason.
Kapitän?
So if I want to see a character, I can click on him like this, and it probably is because he went to bed. That's what it looks like. He got tired and went to bed. That is exactly what happened. Alright. Officer is resting in his bunk. We'll let him rest. One of the things that we want to keep an eye on down at the bottom here, and if I hold tab, we can see this a little bit better. This tab key is very helpful. If you hold down, or hold down the tab key, you can see all your officers, and more importantly, you can see their level of fatigue a lot better, and whether the fatigue level is going up or down based on what they're doing. So at the moment, his fatigue is in the yellow. Yellow is bad. That means he's not performing as well as he could be. So any character in a yellow fatigue, we want to make sure that they take the opportunity to rest. So we can send him to rest for a little bit. He's already resting in his bunk, and the captain could also rest if we wanted him to. So we'll send him to rest as well. Alright. Now I can unpause the game, and one thing to keep in mind, there is no actual pause. It just greatly reduces the time. So time is still moving. You will not be able to just pause the game indefinitely. Things will happen while you are paused. It just moves very, very, very slowly. Alright. Let's take a look at... because these guys are now resting, we can send these guys who were helping them back to bed, or just not have them assigned.
Herr Kaloy?
So we'll just put those guys like that. Now notice our fuel is not being conserved quite as well because our navigators are not helping like they were earlier, but that's okay. We'll try to keep the navigators rested, and we'll use them as often as we can. So let's go back to the map, and from this view we can increase the speed at which we travel quite significantly. But you can see we are barely halfway across the Bay of Biscay. So once we're kind of in a good spot and we want to go ahead and increase the speed again, we can bump it up to there. And you can see Radio Man is getting nice and well rested. Everybody's getting rested. Okay, and now we can put these guys back on with their helpers, and we've got a wolf pack formation.
Herr Kaloy?
Let's get this message decoded by our radio man, and we can help him with that task by giving him a helper as well. Too much work from officers. When you have too many people working hard, you'll have this fatigue penalty that will start to apply to your characters, which can be problematic if you let it go too much. Alright, we've got a new message here. Miscellaneous communications. We will be coordinating a wolf pack attack on a convoy. All nearby U-boats are called to travel to meeting coordinates. Convoy is expected to arrive at 16th of January 1941 at 1300 hours from direction 35 degrees. So 35 degrees, if I'm not mistaken, would be approximately 1 o'clock on a clock with noon pointing north. Let's take a look at where this is. Wow, that's a little bit out of our way. What was the day? Oh, now my message is gone. I should be able to get back to that by pressing F7. There we go, miscellaneous communications. So, the time was the 16th of January, and that's important. Just after noon, about 1 o'clock. And today's date is what? Let's pause the game for a second. Something tells me the day somewhere. There it is. Alright, so we would have to get there in less than a day. We could try. So
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloy.
we're going to have to travel at a faster speed in order to make it.
Schneller, schneller!
We could also go to flank. Let's go to flank speed just to ensure that we make it in time. And we'll see if we can get into on this wolf pack attack with a bunch of other U-boats. This will be the first time that I've ever done a wolf pack attack. That will be interesting to see. Let's unpause. And we can send you back to bed. I don't need your services any longer. Alright, so it is nighttime. Alright, things are going quite well for us so far. We could put the radio back on if we wanted to. Let's put the other channel on this time. Okay. Let's go ahead and see if we can make it there in time. We are tearing up at breakneck speed for this. Right. We are at 3 o'clock in the morning. We're going to make it. Alright, we're going to pause this for a second. And I'm going to reduce this back to here. Our engine man is pretty fatigued at this point. We're getting really close, so I think what we're going to do, it is 6 o'clock in the morning. We're almost there, but I do need him to stay on for a little bit longer. So what I'm actually going to do is we're going to take this guy, and I'm going to send him into this cabinet and grab some coffee. And that should give him a little bit of a boost to his fatigue, so he can keep cranking those engines for a little bit longer to make sure that we arrive in time. Alright, group detected. I'm not sure why that did that, but...
Zu Befehl.
Set an intercept course, yeah. So we're in good position here. Captain does not need his crew while he's sleeping. Send them off to play cards or something. Alright, I can speed up time a little bit faster than that. Alright, new contacts. OG convoy. Wait for convoy. Alright, we need to drop our speed. Actually, yeah, let's drop our speed to here. We'll keep our intercept course on the convoy for now. We're still quite a few hours from estimated arrival time. We have a detection. This is one of the Wolfpack submarines. We can send them a radio message. Convoy is on its way, 6 hours. Click here to skip wait time. Okay, so we did make it. We could skip wait time, but we made it with 6 hours to spare, huh? That was actually really good. Who else, if anybody, needs a break? Let's go ahead and move to super low speed. I think everybody's nice and well rested except for our engine man, but that's fine. There's one of the U-boats. This would be our allied U-boat, or Axis U-boat, I guess is the appropriate term, maybe? Sure. Let's go ahead and wait. Alright. Convoy should be approaching now. There's another U-boat, so we've got a nice little wolf pack here. We're looking for the convoy, and the convoy is out here. So if I click on that, this is a British convoy, and we click on this. This should put us in a position to intercept their current heading. Take a look and see that these guys are actually traveling submerged. Where's that other one at? Here he is. Alright, so I'm still on the surface. Their heading is this direction, so we should probably head this direction as well. I'm gonna increase my speed a little bit and see if we can't... Where are they moving? Alright. Sink ships in the convoy up to 7,000 tons. I think this is probably a good opportunity for us to head below deck.
Herr Kaloy. Herr Kaloy.
Or head below the water. So let's go ahead and switch our engines to electric motors. And then let's go ahead and set our dive to periscope depth. And then while we're at it, let's have
Kapitän.
this guy turn our lights down.
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloy. Sehr wohl, Herr
Blue.
Kaloy.
We'll set the lights to blue. Blue basically is an indication that everybody needs to be quiet. Alright, we'll watch our sub drop below the water here. And once we get below the water, I may want to check and see if our compressed air tanks are filled. So compressed air tanks are located back here near the engine room. We have a diesel compressor and we have an electric compressor. We can see that all compressed air tanks are full at or above 240 atmospheres, so we don't need to worry about compressing anything at the moment. Ooh-wee. There we go. Alright. I am really curious as to
Bestätigt.
where these guys are heading.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Ei, ei, Herr Kaloy.
Alright, so I want to go ahead and switch my speed to ultra slow. We want to be moving very, very slowly. And I want to put this guy on
Herr
the
Kaloy.
listening
Jawohl.
room. So we're going to be on the sonar, or hydrophone, not sonar. And that will give us a little bit better range. Alright. The hydrophones will pick up their ships before we would have sight of them anyways. And I actually want to attack from this angle. So we're going to keep moving that direction. I'm going to go ahead and grab our captain. And we're going to put him on the attack periscope with one member. I'm going to have this guy, who is nearly full,
Kapitän?
and we'll put him on the observation periscope.
Jawohl.
And he can't have any helpers, so that's fine. Alright. We have vision. What did we see? We saw the other U-boat. Let's speed up time for a second. Alright, we have our first contact. Corvette. Ooh. Okay.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Keep heading
Bestätigt.
that direction. Drop periscope. Ooh, look at this. Okay. We actually want to get out this way so we're not in his path, but we don't want to move very fast. Yeah. This is going to work out great. Alright, at the moment we don't actually have vision of these guys. We're basically just using tracking their sound to figure out where they're at. Periscope down. We'll just need to keep our periscope down most of the time. Hide periscope. Not sure why my periscope isn't actually dropping, but convoy's been spotted. We can take our radio man real quick,
Herr Kaloi?
and we can report
Jawohl.
that the convoy has been spotted. Actually, we cannot because we're underwater. I could raise to deck awash, but we won't be able to do that. So I'm actually going to go back to here.
Feindlicher Zerstörer auf
Ooh,
12 Uhr.
lots of destroyers.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Alright,
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi.
this destroyer is engaging on these two, so what we want to do is get our speed
Ei, ei,
up
Herr Kaloi.
and move in for an attack.
Wasserbomben. Wasserbomben.
Okay, I could go ahead and launch torpedoes at either of these targets. Open targeting. So
Torpedokurs berechnen.
we can have these guys
Torpedo aus Torpedokurs berechnen.
calculate torpedoes and see if we can't launch some torpedoes at these guys. While this destroyer is dealing with that, there's another destroyer out here taking on this one, which has given us a really good opportunity to get in there.
Schneller, schneller!
So let's see if we can get some shots off here. Just out of curiosity, what is our distance? That is maybe not the tool that I thought it was. Three kilometers. We should be able to get a shot up to about 4 or 5 kilometers. Let's go ahead and go ahead and get a shot lined up here. We're moving quite quickly. And we are almost in sight of these guys. Alright, I'm gonna drop our speed. And we're gonna look at this freighter and see
Torpedo ausrichten.
we can't get a firing solution on these guys. So all these guys are working on getting a firing solution calculated for this torpedo. You can see this little number ticking up here at the bottom of the screen. This is basically how confident we are in our torpedo solution. Alright, is there anybody that I need to move around? I don't think so. I think we're in pretty good shape. We need to keep an eye on our oxygen. We're at 26%. This is not a particularly good angle for us to be firing a torpedo at them head on like this. So it might actually be more beneficial to fire one at this back freighter, but I've already got this one almost calculated. What might make the most sense is if we move to slow speed and we get in between them and then we fire on them crossways. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to speed up time a little bit here.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Jawohl.
Alright, let's take a look at where we're at now. We're at 64% firing solution on this particular ship. Not quite at the 100% that I would like to be at, but we're getting closer. $71. We'll just wait till this gets all the way filled before we fire our first torpedo. Now, once we start firing torpedoes, they may take evasive actions, which does make it a lot more difficult to actually get a shot on some of these guys. And we're going to have to be real careful with destroyers around. Let's go ahead and speed up time just a little bit again.
Wasserbomben.
Right about here. We're at 95%. I'm good with that. Let's go ahead and fire. And this is going to be from the rear tube.
Rohr 5 bewässert.
Tube is flooded. We only have one rear torpedo, so hopefully this one hits.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. 20 Sekunden.
Oh, you can see it traveling there. You can see the bubbles. It's got to be a hit, right?
10
Come
Sekunden
on.
bis Einschlag.
Come on.
Treffer.
There we go. First torpedo
Schwere
hit.
Schäden am Rumpf.
Now we want to change targets. So if I change targets to this one, how do I do that? Why am I not able to switch targets here? Alright, well, what we're going to have to do then is flip our boat around. So I need
Wasserbomben.
rudder control.
Wasserbomben.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Zu Befehl.
Hard starboard. Can't transmit underwater. I need to go. I know what's going on. Do I need to pump the water? No?
Wasserbomben. Wasserbomben.
Alright. Are we able to fire on this guy yet?
Rohr 1, bewässern.
We need to set this depth a little bit.
Rohr 1 bewässert.
Let's set this to 2 meters. Maybe even 3. Let's set it to 3. 3.5 is probably good.
Los!
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. 30 Sekunden. Jawohl.
Alright, that torpedo is
20
lined up. That should
Sekunden.
hit. This
10 Sekunden
this
bis
guy could use
Einschlag.
some helpers. Loading up torpedoes into the torpedo tubes.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Jawohl.
That torpedo's gonna hit.
Der Aal ging daneben, Herr Kaloy.
Oh, it went under. I put it too deep. Crap. Well, that is unfortunate. Alright, well, set course this direction. Get this tube ready. Let's see if we can't fire again. Alright, so 3-5 was too deep. Let's do 2-5. Once this rudder straightens out, I'll know that I'm pointing in the right direction. My boat does not move very quickly. Missing a torpedo shot like that really sucks. Depth charges. Somebody's getting depth charged. Come on. Where's our boat at? Okay, we're almost turned. Can I guess I could speed up time a little bit.
Rohr 1 geladen.
Oh my, I turned the long way. Alright. We've almost straightened out.
Wasserbomben. Wasserbomben.
Okay. There we go. We're starting to straighten out now, so I've actually got the front of my boat pointing towards this guy. So we should be able to make this shot.
Los!
Alright. And we'll just stay on course.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloy. 40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. 30 Sekunden.
Where's it at? We should see that torpedo here any second.
20 Sekunden.
Don't see it.
10 Sekunden bis Einschlag.
There it is. Bubbles. So that is one of the big differences. Oh, nice hit. Oh yeah, there we go. Steam torpedoes leave a bubble trail, and so they're easy to see. Certain ships are really good at finding them and potentially avoiding them. So let's see if this ship sinks. It's not sinking yet, but that was a really good hit.
Rohr 1 bewässert.
We could fire another torpedo.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Zu Befehl.
It's going to take us 3 torpedoes to sink this guy. That kind of sucks. Angle is almost lined up again. His health has gone down, so he is taking on water. There is a chance he could sink without me having to shoot another one. But I think just to be safe, we'll go ahead and fire one more. Almost lined up again. Alright, we're going to go ahead and fire. Now.
Los!
That should finish him off.
Torpedo-Einschlag.
I need to get out to this one before I lose sight of him. So we're gonna
Sehr wohl, Herr
get our
Kaloi.
engines
30
moving.
Sekunden.
And I might even partially surface for this.
20
Just so we can
Sekunden.
replenish our air, although our air is doing quite well. We need to get moving.
10 Sekunden bis
This
Einschlag.
should sink him for sure. Yep. Yeah, he's goner. He is a goner. Alright. That is quite beautiful. Alright, we have two ships way out here that might think they're getting away, but they're not.
Bestätigt.
I'm going to stay submerged, but we're going to move quite quickly here. And I'm going to disable this. And we're going to pick a different target. So that one is gone. This one.
Torpedokurs berechnen. Torpedokurs berechnen.
Which one are we targeting? They chose that one. Okay, well, if they're going to choose that one, let's try to get a good angle. So he's traveling like that, so if I travel like this, when his boat hits that line, we'll be a lot closer. We're moving very quickly at this speed. I'm not sure how long we're going to be able to travel at this speed. But we can maybe move him
Herr Kaloi?
to this
Herr
task.
Kaloi.
And we can give him some people to help. That should help with our how quickly our batteries deplete. Alright. So far none of the destroyers are after us, which is good. Actually, we could probably, if we chose this one instead,
Torpedokurs berechnen.
that might be a better shot. So
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Bestätigt.
yeah, there we go. That's what we want to do. And I probably don't need to move quite that fast, so I'm gonna drop my speed. No, I'm gonna keep going fast because we want to catch both of these guys. Alright, what else do we have? It looks like the rest are destroyers. There are a lot of military ships.
Rohr 1 geladen.
1, 2, 3, 4. Luckily, the other U-boats are tying them up, and we were able to get through undetected. But we really need to get some torpedo shots on these guys. We're already up to a 42% on our accuracy here, and I want to
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Sehr wohl, Herr
kind of
Kaloi.
want to get out this way so I could get a little bit more of an angle on it. Traveling at 7 knots. We move really slow underwater, so we're actually not gaining on it hardly at all. Alright, I'm gonna speed up time ever so slightly here. He's sort of zigzagging now because he knows that we're in the water after him. Alright, this is a good opportunity. He just made his turn, so if we fire the torpedo now,
Rohr 2,
we
bewässern.
should be able to score a hit.
Rohr 2
I'm actually
fertig.
gonna max the speed out. And
Los!
see if this hits. I'm gonna get my other tube ready to go.
Rohr 3, bewässern.
Rohr 3 bewässert.
This one should travel a little more quickly.
Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. 30 Sekunden.
Here we go. Let's see if we adjusted properly.
20 Sekunden.
I think we might have missed.
10 Sekunden bis Einschlag.
It might just barely hit him. Yep, it's gonna hit him. Nice.
Schwere Schäden am Rumpf.
Alright.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi.
Los!
Okay, we'll go ahead and fire that one. Right at his rear. Even if he turns, he probably gets hit. And we're going to start turning our attention towards this one. I'm going to go ahead and get this one ready.
Rohr 4 fertig.
I'm going to remove... I have to leave this menu.
Kapitän.
I'm going to remove your helper for now. And I'm going to add your helper to him.
Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg zum Ziel.
Okay, torpedo is on the way.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag.
Let's see if we got a good shot lined up.
30 Sekunden. Rohr 2 geladen. Sekunden.
This might be enough to finish him off, but it probably won't be.
10 Sekunden bis Einschlag.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. That's gonna hit. Nice. Fires are on board. And that ship should be all but sunk at this point. Actually, he's still in pretty good shape, to be honest.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
We're gonna go ahead and pick a different target. I don't have torpedoes ready for this guy yet.
Jawohl.
We need to warm these up in order to get them dud proof, or mostly dud proof. But we can drop our speed down. I do have one ready to go.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Zu Befehl.
How come it's not showing me what I want to see?
Jawohl.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Jawohl.
Torpedo,
There
Kurs
we go.
berechnen.
That's what I want. Alright, we're at 57.
Wasserbomben.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Zu Befehl. Rohr 3 geladen.
Okay, we've got our tubes loaded. Heating is happening, so that's a good. I can fire this now, but I'm gonna wait. I want to get a little bit better accuracy on this shot.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi.
Oof, so many ships. Don't need that at the moment. We're at 77%. This ship was damaged. This guy could be coming after us, so we might want to take our shots and get out of here before too long. I'm gonna go ahead and fire now.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedo
There's a
Einschlag.
chance we could miss, but
30 Sekunden.
I think we're pretty close. I don't think there's too much of an opportunity for us to miss.
20 Sekunden. Zehn Sekunden bis Einschlag. Treffer.
Good. We got a fires? Looks like, maybe? I need these heated.
Kurs setzen.
Is
Zu
that,
Befehl.
is that destroyer coming in? Crap, he is coming in. Alright, we're gonna have time for maybe...
Rohr 1, bewässern. Rohr 2, bewässern.
2 more shots on this guy.
Rohr 1 bewässert.
Hopefully we don't get a dud,
Rohr 2 fertig.
but we're gonna have to dive and avoid this destroyer here.
Los!
40 Sekunden bis Torpedo Einschlag.
Can we get him?
30 Sekunden. Wasserbomben. Wasserbomben. 20 Sekunden.
We might miss with one
10
of them.
Sekunden bis Einschlag.
There we go.
Schwere Schäden am Rumpf.
Alright, so that one should probably sink. I don't know how we're going to get around this destroyer. But I think
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
we're going to have to...
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi.
I guess we could shoot some torpedoes at it. Let's see if we can.
Rohr 4 geladen.
Alright. Do I have sight of it? I don't have sight of it. I should have sight of it.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Bestätigt.
Where's he at? There he is.
Torpedo-Kurs berechnen.
Alright, let's see if we can't shoot some torpedoes at a destroyer. Why not? Let's set our speed to super slow.
Ei, ei, Herr Kaloi.
Alright. What else can I do here? I just lost sight for some reason. I'm not sure why my periscope lost sight, but
Herr Kaloi.
I don't have any more crew members that can help unless I take somebody off of him.
Herr Kaloi.
Let's have one of you guys.
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi.
Alright, back to the map.
Kapitän. Rohr 1 geladen.
Okay, he's no longer in need of crew, so take that guy off of you. Give you a break.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Bestätigt.
Torpedokurs berechnen.
Alright, let's try to shoot down this ship that we missed earlier. He's less than 4 kilometers out, so we definitely have an opportunity. For preheating one of these, we can pick up our speed a little bit. Move us forward at a few knots higher than we were. I don't know if we're going to be able to catch this guy. He's traveling at 6 knots. Can I get above 6 knots without getting caught? We're going to have to travel at an even faster speed to get to... Okay, I've got one tube ready.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi. Rohr 3 bewässert.
What is the distance? We're looking at 2 kilometers. We can fire.
Los!
Let's see if we can hit him. We have 100% on our targeting solutions, so we're pretty confident in his path. And then we're going to have up to 2 more torpedo shots before we... Yeah, this destroyer is heading hard this way. Getting out of here alive may be difficult.
Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg zum Ziel. 40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. 10 Sekunden bis Einschlag.
Alright, we
Der Aal
missed.
ging daneben, Herr Kaloi.
Rohr 1 bewässern.
Rohr 1 bewässert.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi.
Kurs setzen.
Yeah, he's
Ei, ei, Herr Kaloi.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Jawohl.
he is dodging like crazy now. This is going to be a lot harder.
Los! Rohr 4. Bewässern.
Rohr 4 fertig. Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg zum Ziel. 30 Sekunden. Wasserbomben. Wasserbomben. Der Aal ging daneben, Herr Kaloi. Wasserbomben. Zu Befehl. Wasserbomben.
Alright, this might be our last torpedo shot here.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Jawohl.
Los!
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. Treffer.
Nice. Alright. I don't think we have any more torpedoes. So hopefully they sink. How's our oxygen? We're at 87%. We're gonna go slow. We got destroyers incoming. I might even dive at this point. The other thing I could do is surface and start shooting my deck gun to finish him off. Would we have time to do that? Well, if we're going to do it, we better do it fast. That'll also give us a chance to replenish our air. Oh, he's coming in real quick though. No.
Auf See
Changed my mind. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do that safely. In fact,
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Jawohl.
we may want to just head out of town.
Tanks anblasen.
Let's see. Let's head to 100 meters.
Alarm! Alarm tauchen!
I think that ship did end up sinking. Alright, my engine man, my captain does not need to be on periscope anymore. And we don't need the torpedoes up anymore. So, Cap, why are we on the surface?
Alarm! Alarm tauchen! 100 Meter.
I need
Herr
engineer.
Kaloi. Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi. Rohrtiefe.
Yeah. Get to 100 now. Okay. Hopefully nobody saw us.
20 Meter.
Compressed air reserves are low. They are going up because I got the compressor running, but that is very loud. That makes it easier for guys like this to find us. Alright, oxygen's at 88, batteries at 84. We're at 60 meters. take us down to 1. Well, let's go to 100 for now. One thing that we probably should have done that I can have
Herr Kaloi.
this guy do real quick
100. Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi.
is see how deep the water is. Oh crap.
100 Meter.
Okay. No, we're fine. We're fine.
100 Meter.
100 meters is fine. We have 48 meters before we hit.
100 Meter.
We're 48 meters below us right now. So we're good. We don't want to go any deeper though. What we want to do now is sneak away very quickly and quietly.
100.
And hope that these guys don't find us. And if we get far enough away, we still need to finish our
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
main task here. Okay, I've got to keep an eye on things with the time dilation. Oxygen reserves and all of these things go significantly faster. But it looks like we're going to be cleared. And now that I think we're going to be clear, what time of day is it? It is 1600 hours. It's going to be dark soon. So I'm going to go ahead and raise up to periscope depth.
Auf 90 gehen. Schiffsschrauben, Herr Kaloi.
Okay. Good stuff. It's still daytime. Let's move to here.
Auf Seerohrtiefe.
And from here we should be able to get somebody on the radio.
Kapitän. Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi.
Go ahead and get that transmitted. Alright, so from here, we can't open this hatch, but we can send radio messages, which is good. It's almost dark. We'll stay at this surface level until it gets dark. Actually, I think it's probably safe to come to the surface. We have the oxygen, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll just wait till this goes to dark, which shouldn't be more than a couple of hours. We're actually completely out of torpedoes, so our patrol will be very difficult. Unless we just run into ships with no guns, we could use our deck guns to shoot them out. Actually, you guys don't need to be working any longer, and honestly, neither do you, and honestly, neither do you. So let's just drop you. The only ones that I want working right now are you, and actually my captain. I'm going to send you to the navigation, and And I actually will have some helpers with you. Alright, cool. We don't have any sailors working vital places in the ship. Observations, I'm not too worried about. We are almost to nighttime, right? 1600 hours. Let's go ahead and surface. Alright, now that we're going to be on the surface, I need to get my engines and switch to diesel and switch to all ahead full. And let's get those compressed air tanks refilled. So we need to activate the diesel compressor. We have 2 contacts on the map. This convoy hopefully will stay the heck away from us. Alright, and now that we're in the open sea, we can speed time up a little bit more. Oh, what was that? I don't know what that was, but that's fine.
Kapitän?
Let's get some radios for the boys. Well done.
To mighty London came an Irish lad one day, as the streets were paved with gold, so everyone was gay, singing songs of Piccadilly.
You're fully rested. So while you're fully rested, let's get you on the observation deck. And take a couple of crew with you while you're at it. Alright, there we go. And on with the mission. Doing really good on our fuel reserves. Alright, we gotta get 2,000 kilometers inside of here. And we have a new contact. Where? Interesting. I don't think we want to do that, actually. Alright. Let's go ahead and get inside the box. New visual contact. Well, we'll go ahead and report it to the Admiralty. A couple of different groups here that we've discovered. We're pretty hard to see at night, so we could slow down. That will help us not be seen.
Up to mighty London came an Irish lad one day, as the streets were paved
chimney smoke over here.
singing songs of Piccadilly, Strand and Leicester Square, till Paddy
Lots of ships right here. Most of these probably not dangerous. Let's go check out this chimney smoke. kind of coming towards us. Okay, what do we got? A transport ship? Alright, so let's pause the game for a second. Captain. We need to have night lights on right now because it's dark. That actually helps us see a little bit better. I should have done that earlier. Should have turned these off while we were traveling. Alright, visual contact. Let's go ahead and get that taken care of. One thing that I need to do, this guy does not have a job anymore. He does have a job as a mechanic, but he doesn't do much for us as a mechanic. He does, however, have assignments performed by officers in headquarters. He does, however, have the potential to become my gunner. I believe I can make him a gunner. But if I can't, we could also make him the quartermaster. So either one of these jobs is going to be more beneficial than what he's doing right now. Let's see if we can make him a gunner. Not sure if he'll actually be able to man the guns. But let's see if he does.
Kapitän.
Let's see if he goes out and gets on the deck gun. I don't think he will. I'll make him the quartermaster instead. Alright, do we still have sight of this thing? Ooh, there's a convoy. How many ships are there? Do any of these ships have guns? That one does not. That one does not. And that one does not. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy and we're going to put him on the
Aye, Herr Kaloy.
This guy's fully rested. So I'll put him on... Yeah, requires leader. Ah, shit. Why are they shooting? I didn't pick a target. What are you doing? We're not close enough to be shooting rounds yet. Well, that just gave away our position. Oh my goodness. Why would you do that? Okay, well, let's get the engines up and get close. Stop shooting!
Kapitän.
Stop shooting!
Bestätigt.
Ugh. Manual mode. I do not want you shooting. Normally they don't shoot at things unless they are given the order to. Alright. We're gonna have those guys go back to this task.
Bestätigt.
because they're idiots. Once the captain is back up and at him, we'll consider what we're doing here. Alright, freighter. Yeah, usually I have to click like on this in order to get them to shoot the guns. They don't just fire randomly. It's weird. Alright, so they're heading straight this way. We can probably just head straight into their path and then shoot on them all. And hopefully get a couple of them down. Also, we have another submarine, one of our comrades. Made it out of that wolf pack mission, looks like. I can speed up time a little bit here. Visibility.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Ooh, another. Alright, so we might be able to help out with this after all. They're sort of cornered at the moment. I really need this guy to wake up. I guess we could try giving him some coffee. Both of these characters are really important right now, and both of them are in bed. This guy can't help me. What can I have you do? Can you navigate? Requires leader. Yeah, you can't do much. Pump that out, I guess. Alright, well... get that done and...
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloy.
Grab some coffee there, Captain. Because you need to get back to work.
Herr Kaloy?
You can also grab some coffee.
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloy.
That did not help our captain at all. But it did help this guy. Who currently has two people that don't need to be working.
Kapitän?
Alright, how close are we now?
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Closing in on them. Batteries are fully charged. Morale is not terrible. So that's a 2-kilometer distance.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Just keep moving in. We should be able to close quite a bit of ground. I could jump the engines to a little bit higher speed. Why did you go back to bed? Whatever.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Okay.
Herr Kaloy?
You are as rested as you're gonna get. Let's put you on the deck gun.
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloy. Jawohl.
now, if I pick that ship and I get you guys on the deck gun, I should be able to start shooting.
Herr Kaloi?
Can you not see anything? Good grief, Captain. Get on the...
Jawohl.
Get up there.
Kapitän?
Mach sie fertig.
Okay, now we're shooting, right?
Mach sie fertig.
Achtung!
Alright. Let's slow down. We're moving way too fast.
Achtung! Herr Kaloi?
Manual. Here we go. The water. Man, I'm not doing much better. That looked like it hit. Boy, that's hard to do. Alright, let's see if I can get closer.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Herr Kaloi? Feuer an Deck!
Let's add speed back up. Close the distance with this guy. Wasted way too many shots. Let's use this. I can send him back to bed. I can send him to observation. Is that the right observation? Listening room. Not that periscope. There we go. This one. Alright. How are we doing on distance here?
Kurs setzen.
Kapitän?
Faulkner has
Feuer
a
an
message. Chimney smoke. Finding all kinds of enemies. Ah, yeah, there's this U-boat is attacking that one, so. Alright, Alright, we can increase our speed if we want to. Want to get quite a bit closer, so...
Schneller, schneller! Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Want to make sure I don't cross his path in case we hit him. Ramming him is not generally a good idea. Alright,
Herr Kaloi,
that's still being done. We can add a member to help you speed that process up for a moment. Captain is dead tired. Alright, we're less than 800 meters away now.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Let's go ahead and...
Höhenbruch, Sie sinken. Herr Kaloi,
get these guys back on the gun.
bestätigt.
And I will want to go to manual mode as soon as he gets down there. Get this thing turned around. Should be off to my side. Here we go. Much better.
Feuer an Deck.
Alright. Nice. Keep the fires rolling. See if I can knock down the stacks. There we go.
Achtung!
Alright, I need to get out of here, slow down. This is probably good. Let's just go to the map real quick and check our heading. So we can actually slow all the way down. That's good. Come back to you.
Feuer an Deck.
And all of this before we ever reach our patrol zone. We got some big fires out there. That was probably the torpedo blast from our other U-boat. Got a big fire now. Looking good.
Höhen hoch, Sie sinken.
Alright. Perfect. Time to put you guys to bed now. Leave position.
Kapitän,
Tab. We will send you to
Bestätigt.
rest.
Herr Kaloi.
We can
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi.
turn the lights back to normal. Alright, your standing orders to patrol the sector. Miscellaneous communications. Already taken care of that. Alright. Cool. We just got 6,000 credits for sinking another ship. And now, let's see. Looks like all the other ships are pretty much sunk. Zooming out, we still haven't made it to our patrol zone.
Legen Sie den Kurs auf.
Might as well head over here. If we get real close to them and they're still not underwater, we can finish sinking them. This U-boat will probably finish them off for us. But
Legen Sie den Kurs
if they don't, we'll take care of it. Everybody's resting except for the engineer. And this guy can probably...
Herr Kaloi.
send his guy to bed. Alright, what else do we need to do? This message seems to be encrypted. I'm not sure how to unencrypt that message. Perhaps that's something they're going to add to the game, or maybe it's something that I just haven't figured out how to do yet. We do have a radio man on the radio station. I don't know. There's no other tasks for him to do. We'll go ahead and raise the engine.
Kapitän.
Send your extra crew members to bed. We'll speed up time a little bit here. There is another ship out here. Okay, it's another U-boat.
Kurs setzen.
This ship is still in the water. It has not sunk. But we are closing in on it. It is dead in the water, so we should be able to pull up like right alongside it. Alright, let's get you.
Herr Kaloi.
let's get you on the deck guns.
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloy.
And we'll get you 2 helpers again.
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloy.
And the gun is pointing in the opposite direction to the direction we need it to. Follow him up the ladder. If only we had some more torpedoes. I only have 16 shells, so hopefully this thing is mostly damaged. Alright, let's go to manual mode and spin this bad boy around. Put 16 shells in it, and then we're out of ammo. Not sure we have any other. While I'm at it, let's just get a little bit closer, shall we?
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Make this nice and easy for us. I might want to turn my engines on, huh? Not going to move very far with our engines turned off. Boy, our boat does not turn very fast, does it? That's probably good. Should be directly in front of us. Turn the right way. There we go. There we go. You can't miss.
Feuer an Deck.
There it goes. I'll let that. I want to save my 12 rounds if I can. There's no need to use any more. That one should sink. That's a lot of fire.
Höhenbruch. Sie sinken.
Yep, there we go. Perfect. Alright, send these guys back to rest.
Zu Befehl.
And get rid of your extra crew. Look at all that money. We're like the greatest patrol ever. Diesel motors. Too slow.
Schneller, schneller!
And let's get
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten.
into our patrol. Alright, diesel engines now. Let's grab them up to
Schneller, schneller!
all ahead full. Pull a little U-turn. And we out. There's a bunch of ships down here, but I'm not really interested in doing much more than my patrol at this point. We only have 12 rounds. I suppose if we come across a single undefended ship, we could take it down. Pretty soon, all of this should clear up. Alright, cool. This guy can go rest. This guy actually, let's put him on navigation and give him 2 helpers. And then also give him a cup of coffee. I think I have one more. Yeah. That'll give him what he needs. Alright, cool. Now we're in pretty good shape. Okay. I feel like things are going just peachy. What I want to do now is take a break, I think. So let's go ahead and find a good place to stop. We'll get into our patrol zone, and then we'll go ahead and save this one, and we'll pick it up next time when we come back to the Nose Plays. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. This has been a pretty interesting experience. I've picked it up a lot quicker than I thought I would. So if it is a bit intimidating, I would say that it doesn't need to be. Alright, cool. Let's get our radio operator back on the radio. And he can take somebody with him. Go ahead and get that done. And it looks like most of us are nice and rested up for our patrol, which, to be perfectly honest, is not going to be very eventful since we don't have any weapons. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and quick save it. So we'll save this game, and we will pick it up next time with a very boring patrol, but we'll head back to port and re-equip our ship, and we'll continue this one for a couple of playthroughs as I'm getting more and more familiar with the game. I'm really enjoying it. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. If you like World War II submarine simulators, this is an excellent one. It is still in early access, so I would expect there to be a few bugs and weird things that will change and improve as the game gets closer and closer to release. But for the most part, it is a very playable game and a lot of fun so far. So keep in mind, we're also playing on a very easy difficulty. you can ramp up the difficulty and make it much more difficult, which is what a lot of people who are very enthusiastic about these types of games tend to do. But that being said, this has been TheNosePlays. If you're enjoying this, give it a like, make a comment, let me know how you like these types of games, if you're a big fan of them as I am, and we'll catch you next time. Until then, have a great day.